You know this gap that we form when we bind off stitches in the middle of the row, for example, to make a neckline. It is loose, it makes the shaping look sloppy, and most importantly, when we try to pick up stitches from that gap, we inevitably get a hole. Not good, and we can do better than that, easily. We start by working in the stitch pattern of the project until we get to one stitch before the stitches that we plan to bind off. To make it clear, I placed a marker before the first stitch that I plan to bind off, right over here. So this is the first stitch that is going to be bind off. And I work to one stitch before that marker. So I work to the last stitch of this section of the project. And now we're gonna cross these two stitches. We can do it the easy way by inserting the tip of the right needle from right to left into the second stitch on the left needle, and then passing that stitch over the first one while keeping both stitches on the needles. We're not dropping any stitches. And then we return this passed over stitch back to the left needle while keeping them crossed. That's very important. And then we knit this stitch as usual through the front loop, and we knit the second stitch through the back loop. That's the trick. But if you are a brave soul, so I'm gonna undo this section over here. If you are a brave soul, you can skip crossing and knit the second stitch right from the left needle. So to do that, you insert the tip of the right needle from left to right into the second stitch only. We don't touch the first stitch, and then we wrap the tip of the right needle with the yarn, and you can do it with the yarn in your right hand like this, or with the yarn in your left hand, doesn't make any difference at all. And then we pull this wrap through the stitch, see, just the second stitch, and then once it is knitted, we pass it over the first stitch and off the needle. So that's a little bit trickier, but like I said, if you're a brave soul, give it a try. And then we knit the second stitch through the back loop. The stitches are crossed, and now we can start binding our stitches. So I knit one stitch, bind off. Knit another one, bind off. And you bind off as many stitches as the pattern tells you to bind off. And once you're done, you will see that by crossing these stitches, we completely eliminated the gap. See, no gap, no potential hole here, nothing at all. And as we work a few more rows, we'll see that this trick created a beautiful line of shaping over here that made the shaping actually almost symmetrical, because we can clearly see these lovely chains of stitches going straight from the chain of stitches that we bound off. So it looks very neat and tidy and no hole at all, which is a huge improvement compared to the usual method that looks quite crooked. Let's be honest, right? Not the best solution. This one is much better. If you find this tutorial helpful, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to be notified every time I publish a new video. Happy knitting, my friend. I'll talk to you in the next tutorial.